Hello, and welcome to Japanese Craft Beer Reviews. Today's beer is from the United States. It's a craft beer from the United States, from a rather large craft beer brewery. But they do have a connection to Japan. They are, I believe the Japanese operation is partially owned by Kirin, and they are distributed by Kirin. I'm not sure if it's actually brewed in Japan or not. Kind of hard to tell. It does say Goksan on it, which means local production, in-country production, so maybe they brew it in Japan. It's by Brookyln Brewery, and it's called Brewery Pulp Hazy IPA. And this, as you might guess, is a Hazy IPA, or New England style IPA, at 6.5% and 35 international bittering units. But first, a bit about Brookyln Brewery. Here's an interesting factoid for you. Apparently, at one time in the U.S., 10% of all beer produced in the country was made in Brooklyn, and that was, of course, a long, long time ago. A lot of breweries in Brooklyn, back way back. And this one was, I believe, established in 1984 by a man named Steve Hindley. And in 1988, they produced their first batch of their flagship beer called Brooklyn Lager, which probably most of you are familiar with. And in 1996, they took a big step when they hired Garrett Oliver as their brew master, and he has become quite famous as an authority on beer, as a brewer, as a writer, as a speaker, and he has most notably written the Oxford Companion to Beer, which is a pretty authoritative volume. And Brooklyn Lager is their flagship, but they also, in 2007, they started producing a wonderful barrel-aged imperial stout called Black Ops, and kind of a play on the spy genre. And in 2014, Garrett Oliver was actually the first brewer to be given the James Beard Award, which in the field of culinary arts is quite a big award. He's also written about food pairings and recipes using beers, so quite a I want to say a polymath, but in the beer world certainly so. Brookyln Brewery. This is, I think, I'm not sure if it's a new one for them here. On RateBeer, there are only 148 ratings for it, which seems like not so many, but the average is pretty decent, 3.41. 60 percentile for all beers on RateBeer, but only 25 percentile for its style, which is Hazy IPA. And of course, there are a lot of them, and it's probably the most popular style these days, so there's a lot of competition there. Untapped, however, has 66,609 separate ratings or entries. Not really ratings, I guess, just entries. And the average is a little bit higher, 3.57. Now this is 6.5% and 35 international bittering units. And I've never, for me it's new. I've seen Brooklyn Lager definitely in the stores here, but this one it showed up, and I thought I have to give it a go. So the name apparently is a play on pop art, which of course New York was the center of pop art in the 1960s, and on the website they say this is a blend of beer and art. Okay. It is a year-round beer for Brooklyn, and the only thing I could figure out on the website as far as the ingredients were the hops, and the hops are Citra, Strata, and Simcoe, all good IPA hops. They also make a Pulp Art Hazy Double IPA at 8%, and there's also a 4.6% version listed on Untapped as well. And I saw a tangerine version too, so I think they may do some more limited edition beers based on this recipe. 475 yen where I bought it, and that would come out to $3.02 in US dollar terms, and in euros, €2.96. Okay, well, enough. Shall we give this one a go? Not really sure what I'm seeing in the pop art here. Certainly a lot of colors and designs. Looks kind of candy-ish, but let's give it a try. You like hazy IPAs? I hear a lot of yes out there. I imagine you do. It is the most popular style. I can take them when they're well done, when they're well made. It's not my favorite style. I do like IPAs, but hazy IPAs kind of took over the scene about at least 10 years ago, and things haven't been quite the same. So it seems like every brewery has to make a hazy IPA now. So just as every brewery had to make an IPA a few years ago. So sometimes if you go out to a craft beer bar, you will see, a preponderance of on the tap list, IPA, hazy IPA, session IPA, double dry hopped IPA, etc. Okay, well, this one is it hazy? Kind of. Not terribly. Turn the light around here. You can see. Well, I don't know. It's lightly hazy. I'm going to say somewhat cloudy, actually, with a nice finger of sort of spongy foam aroma. All right. Definitely we get the nice juicy hops in there. Okay. Oh my. Okay, well, this was produced on the 6th of, June of this year, so it's not that old. It's a very mild sort of IPA, hazy IPA-ish sort of note. Some tangy, fruity hops, or juiciness, as they say. I didn't even check the ingredients here. Let's see what they are. So malt, foreign malt, hops, and oats, oat malt. Yeah, and that is it. That's all that's listed. Barley malt, and hops, and oat malt. Okay. Very, very mild. Lightly tasty, but I'm not sure if I'd actually prefer this to a regular hazy IPA or not. It doesn't seem to have much of that character. Pleasant enough. Light tangy hops in mid-palate. The fruitiness or juiciness is minimal. Not minimal, but it's not as strong as in most IPAs, which kind of grab your tongue, kind of dull the tongue a bit, and this does not do that. So I would say this is kind of like in between a regular, maybe not even a West Coast IPA, East Coast IPA, or a British IPA and a hazy IPA. It doesn't really go one way or the other too much. Not bad, but for the price, I think you can probably do better. Maybe spend another 100 yen or so and get yourself something. If you like hazy IPAs, get yourself something better. I think if you are a hazy IPA fan, you might be slightly disappointed with this one here. It is a blend of beer and something, but not terribly artful, I think. Again, it's called Brookyln Brewery Pulp Art Hazy IPA, 6.5%, 35 IBUs. You can find this in Yamaya chain of liquor stores throughout Japan, and that's where I found mine. So give it a go and tell me what you think. Okay? Hope you're doing well. It is we're in the middle of a very, very hot summer here. Every day is almost 35, 36 degrees here, which I guess is around 90, 92, 93, something like that in Fahrenheit. Stay cool, drink good beer. Bye-bye.